Hey, everybody. Welcome back in to the Molasses Report. Today's episode is for everyone who has 5 year plans and also an 8 o'clock bedtime. For the ones who want to build an empire, but also cancel plans because the couch looks emotionally available. For the ones who are ambitious but tired at the same time. And not the I need a nap tired. I mean, soul tired, calendar tired, notification tired, expectation tired. The kind of tired where your dreams are loud, but your nervous system is louder. So let's talk about it. I'm your host, Cassie McPhail. Welcome back in to the Molasses Report. Okay, somewhere along the way, ambition got rebranded. It used to mean grit. It used to mean a great work ethic. It used to mean patience. But now it means a 5 a.m. gym grind, green juice every morning, having a side hustle that makes money. You're at every networking event, you have a personal brand and a skincare routine that costs more than rent, and somehow still holding it together. She's always energized. She's always focused. She's never spiraling in a parking lot. And if she's tired, she journals about it productively. But here's the truth no one says out loud: ambition is exhausting. Caring deeply about your future costs energy. Trying costs energy. Being hopeful costs energy. Being disciplined costs energy. And the reason you're tired isn't because you're lazy. It might actually be because you care. If you're ambitious, you probably have very, very high standards. Not just for work, but for yourself. You replay conversations. You overanalyze emails. You think about what you should be doing. You feel behind even when you're miles ahead of everybody else. You have a constant internal scoreboard that's saying you're losing. That drains you. No one else is going to see it, but you're competing with the version of you that doesn't exist yet. She's ruthless. She wakes up earlier. She saves more money. She doesn't get distracted. She doesn't order takeout twice in a week. She doesn't get emotional when things feel uncertain. She's efficient. She's polished. She's unshakable. And you're just trying. Trying while tired is one of the most humbling experiences on earth. And let's get slightly sciency here. Your nervous system does not understand LinkedIn. It doesn't understand a career trajectory. It does not understand building equity in your 20s. It understands safety. And when you're pushing financially, emotionally, professionally, your body can actually interpret that as a threat. Not because goals are bad to set, but because growth is unfamiliar. So you end up in this weird loop. You want more, you push harder, you get more responsibility, and your body starts going, are we being chased? And so you feel exhausted. You think you're weak, so you have to push harder, which then adds to the body asking if you're being chased. And suddenly ambition feels like survival. That's not you being lazy. That's your nervous system doing what it's meant to do. But there is a quiet shame ambitious people carry. The quote being, if I were really serious about this, I wouldn't be this tired. But what if you're tired because you are building something real? You can want the big career, the financial freedom, the creative impact, stability, recognition, but also want those slow mornings, some time off, a little bit of silence, and a body that doesn't feel wired all the time. Ambitious and softness are not opposites, they're a rhythm. Push hard to reset, build and then breathe. Strive for something better, but be happy with where you are now. Ambition isn't a problem, it's never stopping to rest. Now, let's pivot a little bit and talk about the quiet fatigue of comparison. You open your phone to scroll on social media. Your best friend just bought a house. Someone you went to high school with just got engaged. Someone younger than you just got promoted. Someone moved to your dream city. Someone launched a brand. Someone went to the gym once and suddenly has abs. And you're like, I brushed my teeth and responded to two emails before 9 a.m. today. Is that anything important? Ambition in the age of visibility is brutal because you're not just chasing your own timeline, you're watching everyone else's highlight reel and their timeline. Your brain doesn't filter this, it just whispers faster, more, you gotta catch up. No wonder everyone's tired. You're running a race that resets every time you scroll on social media. Ambition, too, also comes with some financial anxiety, of course, because everyone wants to invest and save and buy the new car and move to your dream city and start something new. Be secure. You calculate, you recalculate, you're thinking 5 steps ahead. Being responsible is heavy, planning is heavy. Trying to build a life that feels expansive while also staying safe, heavy. Sometimes tired isn't physical, it's the weight of future proofing your existence. But this one here stings. You finally take a day off. And instead of relaxing, your brain says, you should be doing more. So you sit down, you open your laptop just to check something. You feel guilty for not optimizing. And somewhere along that way, productivity became proof of worth. If you're not progressing, are you regressing? But the radicalization here, rest is not the opposite of ambition, it's what sustains it. You cannot outwork burnout. Eventually, your body's gonna collect. There's a specific exhaustion that lives in this in between phase. You're not a beginner, but you're not where you want to be yet. You haven't outgrown your old life, but you haven't arrived at the next one. You're evolving, which sounds glamorous, but while you're in it, it's mostly disorientating. But your ambition is going to stretch you, and stretching can feel like tearing. No one applauds the middle, they only celebrate the milestone. So you're here, working, trying, becoming, quietly. Of course you're tired. Becoming is labor. If you're ambitious and tired at the same time, it might mean you are learning some new skills, managing some new responsibility, healing some old patterns. You're creating financial stability. You're breaking generational cycles. You're raising your standards. That's not laziness, that's growth. And growth is metabolically expansive. Your brain is going to burn more energy learning. Your emotions burn more energy processing. Your body burns more energy adapting. You're not weak. This is just construction mode. The goal isn't to become the girl who never gets tired. The goal is to become the woman who knows when to push, when to pause. The difference between discipline and self punishment. Knowing that longevity beats intensity. Anyone can sprint for 6 months. Not everyone can build for 10 years. Sustainable ambition looks less glamorous. It often includes canceled plans, earlier bedtimes, better boundaries, saying no, and going slower than what your ego wants to. But it lasts. And let me make this personal for a second, as I often do. This past weekend, actually did something that sounds small, but in the time, it felt revolutionary. I took the weekend off, like actually off. I logged off early on Friday. I closed my laptop. I ignored the let me just check one more thing voice. I did not open my work email. I did not quickly respond to anything. I did not let Monday morning start on Saturday afternoon. And yeah, I didn't check my work emails again until today, Monday morning. Now, I didn't spend the weekend lying still in a candlelit state of perfect rest, because in truth, that's not me. I walked like a lot, like 10 miles a lot with my family around Washington, D.C. We wandered. We didn't have a huge itinerary. Of course, we had some plans, but there was no productivity attached. Just walking, talking, laughing, moving slowly enough to actually notice things. And somewhere in all that, I felt something I didn't realize I was missing: a reset. Not because I was actually doing nothing, but because I was doing something that asked nothing from me. There's a difference. Sometimes rest isn't sleep, sometimes rest is presence. Sometimes it's just sunlight. Sometimes it's being around people who know you outside of your job title. Sometimes it's letting your brain remember that life exists beyond deadlines and Gmail notifications. I think a lot of ambitious people wait for some grand vacation to recover, some perfect trip, some luxury escape, some when things calm down moment. But the reset is often much smaller. Sometimes it's logging off, going outside, walking until your thoughts stop sounding like a staff meeting. And I'm telling you, coming into Monday, today, I felt clearer. Not because my problems disappeared, not because my life suddenly got easier overnight, but because for 2 days, I remember I'm a person before I am a professional. And honestly, that reminder might be one of the most productive things I've done all month. You do not have to burn out to prove you care. You do not have to hustle to prove you're serious. You do not have to suffer to prove you deserve success. You're allowed to design ambition that fits your nervous system. I mean, that might mean working deeply instead of consistently or constantly, building steadily instead of explosively, growing privately instead of putting on a performance. But slow doesn't mean stagnant, it means rooted. And rooted things survive storms. If you're listening to this feeling exhausted but still dreaming, that says something. It says you haven't quit. It says you still want more. It says your ambition is alive, even if your energy isn't unlimited. And maybe, just maybe, the move isn't to extinguish your dream, it's just to carry it more gently. Ambition doesn't have to feel like punishment, it can feel like devotion. So here's what we're taking with us this week: you can be ambitious and tired, you can want more and need rest, you can build slowly, you can take breaks, you can move at a molasses pace and still arrive. You're not weak, you're not behind, you're not failing because you're tired. You're human with big dreams and a body that deserves care. And the real flex is staying in the game without destroying yourself to win it. This has been the Molasses Report. I'll see you guys next week.